Hello, this is Billy Core from the Nostalgia Mall, and welcome to a retro unboxing video. In this video, we're going to be unboxing two pieces of software. One you might know of, and one that I'm sure you know of. First, we're going to unbox this. This is a very famous game called Pod. This was released in, I think, 1996, end of 1996, and was enhanced for the Intel MMX Pentium platform. And I've only played this game I think once in my life, and that was for a YouTube video actually about a year or so ago. So I bought this about a year and a half ago at a thrift store, and it's still sealed, but I kind of have a suspicion that this isn't the original plastic around this. But nevertheless, hopefully everything is still in here. So let's see, online multiplayer, and the fastest race on this planet or any other. This is kind of like a little space age racer, and it was made by Ubisoft, famous for the Rayman games, I believe. System requirements. For best performance, use a PC based on an Intel Pentium processor with MMX technology. And Pod also runs on Pentium processors 100 MHz or higher. So requires Windows 95, 16 megs of RAM, a 4-speed CD-ROM drive, 20 megs of hard drive space available, a 16-bit audio sound card, and it works best with a Thrustmaster Grand Prix or Formula T2 wheel. So this game required some pretty beefy system requirements for the time. So, let's go ahead and open it up. I'm stupid and forgot to bring some scissors over here to the workbench, so but I was able to get into it anyway. Again, don't know if this is the original seal. The box is kind of beaten up. This has been sitting on my software shelf for a year and a half now, just collecting dust. And here we go. Here's the CD. Looks like this has never been opened. Pod by Ubisoft. Pretty much the same stuff that was on the box itself. Looks like we got a copyright date of 1997. And don't know if there was supposed to be a manual in here or not. Like I said, that didn't look like the original seal on the box, so the manual might not be in here anymore. Instead we get whatever this thing is. It's really, really dusty for a box that's supposedly never been open or hasn't been open for many, many years. Let's see. If you had total access to every piece of knowledge on Earth, where would you go? What would you do? Who would you be? Earthlink Network. Total access to the internet. 15 free days. I didn't know Earthlink was around in 1996 when this was printed. I remember having Earthlink for a short time in like 1999, maybe 2000. So yeah, that's kind of neat. Works for Windows and Macintosh. Nothing on the back there. I always feel bad about unwrapping these pieces of software that have been sealed for 20, 25 years or more. But, you know, these things were meant to be used, so there you go. So let's see if we can, against my better judgment, open this up. Again, I should have brought something over here to cut this open with. Okay, maybe I can just... there we go, that's what I should have started off with. And here we are. Enter another dimension. Click on the Ubi Online button to go directly to Podnet or visit Ubisoft.com. A little thing for Earthlink there again. And there's the CD. Forgot to mention that this game actually came bundled with a few Packard Bell systems in 1997 when they were first being shipped with MMX processors. So very, very cool. I'll give this game a try. I believe there was also a version, I don't know if this version can do it or not, but there was a version that supported 3D Effects Voodoo cards. And I have a couple of computers running Voodoo cards, so definitely want to get that running on there if I can. Alright, now this next piece of software probably needs no introduction. I'm sure you are all familiar with this piece of software. Windows XP. Probably one of the most famous versions of Windows Microsoft ever created. This is the Professional Edition upgrade copy for users of Windows 98, 98 Second Edition, Millennium Edition, NT Workstation 4, or Windows 2000 Professional. Now, I actually did buy a copy of XP Upgrade back in 2002. In fact, I think it was New Year's Eve day of 2002, because my dad had recently purchased a Dell Inspiron 2650 laptop, which came with Windows XP pre-installed. It was my family's first introduction to Windows XP, and I wanted to get in on the action and install XP on my Gateway from 2001, which I mentioned that computer before. It was a pile of garbage, but I went out to my local Staples and bought a upgrade copy of Windows XP Home Edition. I don't have the box anymore, but I do have the manuals and the CD and its CD sleeve in my bedroom somewhere. I recall it costing about $100 probably, and I believe this would have cost me $200 if I had opted for the Pro Edition, which I did not. I was 13 years old at the time, and I really didn't have a use for Windows XP Pro. But I do remember seeing these on store shelves for years in the 2000s. In 2004, when Service Pack 2 came out for XP, they added a little blurb right here saying that it included Service Pack 2 and all the stuff that came with Service Pack 2, explains what that was. So I believe this is the original RTM version from 2001-2002. Love how they have the start menu and taskbar on the bottom there. That's a nice little added touch. Attention! The enclosed program will search your hard disk and/or CD to confirm your eligibility for this upgrade. The software will install only if you are a licensed user of one of the following products, which was Windows 98, 98 Second Edition, Millennium Edition, Workstation 4, and 2000 Professional. So you could actually do a clean install with an upgrade CD back then. All you had to do was just have your previous version of Windows on hand to put in the drive during installation. It would search for that, and once the check passed, you could install it as you normally would. As a matter of fact, I believe you could also install this by using a Windows 95 CD. So that's kind of interesting. And for the best experience on Windows XP, look for products that carry the Design for Windows XP logo. And I remember seeing that all the time back in the day. And of course, here's the back. Microsoft Windows XP Professional, the new standard in reliability and performance, is designed for businesses of all sizes and for individuals who demand the most from their computing experience. Not a bad job, I must say. And here's what XP Professional offers. Of course, this focuses mainly on business-related applications for XP. Home Edition would have had more multimedia stuff on the back mentioned. Oh yeah, Windows Messenger for voice or video chat. I remember having a pain of a time on XP trying to disable Windows Messenger because it took over the whole computer, it seemed like. And that wouldn't have been a problem if I had had an account with Windows Messenger. Why didn't I have an account, you may ask? Well, that was because all my friends were using AOL Instant Messenger, so I used AOL Instant Messenger as well so I could talk to them. Nobody I knew used Windows Messenger, so I just didn't use it. Okay. Dive right in. Windows XP handles many tasks at once, effortlessly. And a little blurb for Office XP. Experience. And here's all the system requirements. To use Windows XP Professional, you need a PC with 300 MHz or higher processor clock speed recommended, 233 MHz minimum required. So yes, for all the people who have been watching my videos after all these years, who have been begging me to install Windows XP on my Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT, it's a Pentium 100, and this requires at least a Pentium 233. So yeah, not going to happen, folks. Also need at least 128 megs of RAM, 1.5 gigs of available hard disk space, and some additional requirements if you want to use some of the more optional features of XP. And copyright 2001. Yeah, this workbench is a little bit dirty. Okay, I just went off camera and grabbed a pair of scissors. This has never been opened. A former colleague of mine back in 2015 gave me this. So it's finally going to be opened, since it was packaged back in 2001 or 2002, maybe even 2003, I don't know. So again, I always feel dirty doing this, but I've always wondered what's inside here. And we're about to find out. And of course I want to do this in a way that preserves the box so I can put it back the way it was when I'm finished with it. So forgive me for being a little bit cautious. Here we go. Yep, just like in the Home Edition copy, comes in this lovely little binder. I still have mine from 2002 for Home Edition. Still has that fresh smell to it, if that makes sense. So this will contain all the information and the documentation. I'd show the back, but that has the product key, and I don't want to get this channel banned. So let's open her up. Oh yeah. Welcome to Windows XP. Introducing Windows XP Professional, the most reliable, capable Windows ever. You're about to experience an operating system built for the way you work. I need to quit doing that to myself. So, here's the manual. This is quite thin compared to previous versions of Windows, such as 3.1 and 95 even. Yeah, I'm getting that smell that new software has from back in the day. So yeah, it's even in color. That's cool. And right here is now that you've installed Windows XP Professional, take a peek at our new look and feel. Guess this will probably just show some of the new features. I am part of the minority that actually really likes the XP Luna theme. I think it looks very bright and colorful. For some reason, I've always enjoyed bright and colorful interfaces on operating systems. I know most people prefer the dark ones, but the bright and colorful ones, I just enjoy them better. I don't know why. So that's one of the reasons why the XP UI has always been something I've enjoyed. I know a lot of people call it the Fisher-Price theme. Experience a clean desktop, your own start menu, intuitive technology, and rich colors. Yeah, I remember seeing this in my copy of Home Edition. Of course, it was probably green. So, yeah, I'm fairly sure this is the original release copy. Always love the icons on XP. And what's this? Ooh, a rebate. Thank you for acquiring Microsoft Windows XP Professional. To qualify for the $25 mail-in rebate, you must be a licensed user of Microsoft Windows 2000 Professional. And offer expires February 28th of 2002. So, missed that by 17 years. Maybe next time, folks. Maybe next time. So, let's put this back the way it was, because I'm obsessive like that. And there's the CD with its anti-piracy holographic look to it. You can see me there in the reflection. And there's the other little flap there. So yeah, that's Windows XP. Brings back some fond memories. And I gotta say, Windows XP really was a good operating system, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. Even now in 2019, Windows XP still doesn't feel all that old to me for some reason. I guess because it was my primary operating system for so many years that it just became timeless to me. So, yeah, miss you XP, still do. So, hope you enjoyed this little video. Until next time, this is Billy Core, signing off. Thank you for visiting the Nostalgia Mall. If you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also support me on Patreon if you would like. The link to all of these are down below. Until next time, this is Billy Core, signing off.